Hey, it's the AK Pastor here on AK Files, and I just wanted to tell you guys I've been doing a lot of thinking recently about the way that I shoot and the different firearms that I do choose to possess. And I've always been an AK guy. I've always been a 1911 steel frame gun guy, and I've always kind of written off everything else as being unreliable, cheap, plastic, whatever. Um, but I realized that this week that I've been kind of limiting myself in the firearms world by doing so. So, as some of you know, I did take my Spanish Century Set Me and traded it for an AR-15. I traded it for a Palmetto State M4. It's hard to get it on camera, um, but it's pretty sweet. I mean, I really like it. Um, it's kind of a cool rifle. I have yet to shoot it. I'm excited about shooting it. Um, I've got a lot of problems just mechanically with the AR-15 and how the DI system and all that good stuff. Um, so we'll see how that works. We'll see how it turns out. We'll see, if it jams up and gets clogged up like I think it will, or if it runs smoothly. I've only shot friends' AR-15s. I've never actually owned one, so this will give it a chance to see if I can make it function reliably. All right, so that out of the way. Yes, I got an AR. I said I never would get it, but I wanted to get it because they're very common. Everybody has one. And honestly, the biggest reason that I did this and what I'm about to talk to you about, I want to make sure that in a situation where I might be separated from my firearms or might be separated from my stash or wherever I am, and I need to acquire a firearm and be able to use it, the two most common firearms obviously are the AR-15 and the Glock pistol. And so I kind of said, you know what, those are the two firearms, that I have a grudge against. I always said, I'll never buy an AR, I'll never buy a Glock. ARs, I don't like the DI system, they jam, they're built horribly, it's a bad design. Mikhail Kalashnikov got it right, why couldn't Stoner get it right? Why are our boys overseas fighting with these rifles that clog up if they get dirty? I got so many rants about it, it's not even funny. But the fact of the matter is that they are very, very, very common firearms in the market today, as well as law enforcement and military use. Also, with the Glock pistol is the same way. Everybody's got a Glock. Everybody who has a Glock loves a Glock. I'm a Glock hater. I will probably say that I am still a Glock hater. I have not shot any Glocks that I really felt comfortable behind. Many reasons. I don't like the grip angle. I don't like the way they feel. I don't like the fact that my hand is so high up on the Glock. The back of my hand right here always gets slide bite when I shoot Glocks. Every single time. So yeah, I never thought about getting one, but in the process of getting a little bit more well-rounded in firearms, I decided that today was the day. I need to go ahead and get some stuff. So I already got my AR. I'm gonna go shoot it sometime soon. But I did what I thought I'd never do today. I sold. I guess I traded my 1911 carry gun. I very rarely shoot it. I carry it only on special occasions. My main everyday carry has become either the Beretta 92 or the Paraordnance P14, the double stack 1911. So that the Little Rock Island didn't get very much playtime, and so I said, you know what, it's time to get something different. And so, ta-da! I got a Glock 23. I got a Glock 23 for several reasons. One, I feel like the mid-size Glock would fit my hand better. I have kind of bigger hands, but I have a lot of guns with 5-inch, 6-inch barrels on them, and so I wanted to make sure that I had something that was a little bit more comfortable to carry, a little bit more comfortable to get your hand around. And so, yeah, I got the 23. That's the first reason I got the 23, because I like the size. I did shoot a Glock 19 one time with a buddy, and I really enjoyed just the size of the gun. Obviously, I had all kinds of problems with it personally in terms of being comfortable shooting it. But along the lines of just the size, I thought it was a good size for the firearm. And so, all right, 23. It's the size of a 19, but it shoots a 40 cal. Now, I don't like 40s. Hate 40s. They flip too much. They're too poppy. I guess is what I'm looking for. When you shoot a Glock 40, especially being a polymer frame, you get a lot of upward kick. It's not as much recoil back like a 45 would be. A 9mm gets a little bit, but man, the 40, it's so jumpy. I never really got used to it. I've shot several of my cop buddies. I've shot their Glocks, their service Glocks, and I don't know. I can hit a paper plate with it at 20 yards, but I never got real comfortable behind it. So all that being said, I just kind of said, you know what, this week, I'm going to get 2 guns that I said I'd never buy and go ahead and get them and get used to them because, like I said, they are some of the most common firearms you'll be able to find, an AR-15 and a Glock pistol. And I got to say, honestly, this is going to take some getting used to. Coming from a 1911 guy or a Beretta guy, I mean, you can see, like, this is my carry gun. This is my everyday carry gun. It is a Beretta 92 compact. I like the size of it. Steel frame gun. It has a freaking hammer, which is nice. It has a decocker, which is really nice. So I can decock the hammer to carry it. Huge ejection port on the top. The gun has never, ever once jammed on me. Yeah, it's a little heavy, but who cares? I'm a big guy. I can carry a big gun. That's my main carry gun. My second carry gun, if I'm carrying outside the waistband, I want to be a little, let the neighborhood know who's carrying. It's going to be my P14. I've got a compensator on here, but this is my P14 Para Ordnance, 45 cal 1911. It doesn't get much bigger than this, honestly. This is my big Haas gun, and I love shooting this gun. It is huge. Even for me, it is a big gun. When you go to shoot it, it is huge. I mean, it is unbelievable. And I love it because it's big, it's heavy. It feels like I'm holding a gun. It doesn't feel like I'm holding a toy or an airsoft gun or a paintball gun. I feel like I'm holding a real firearm. And it's a 45. It lets you know it's there. So, yeah, these are the 2 that I shoot probably the most. The Beretta and the Para. I do, as some of you guys know, and you guys rag on me all the time for this, I do have a Tisas Zagana Sport 9mm. I love this gun for several reasons. It is, it's a long slide, ported barrel. I don't know if you can see that. Ported barrel. There is no flip, no kick whatsoever. It's 9mm, and it puts rounds downrange, very, very close together. Pretty much whatever distance I'm shooting at, within reason. I love this gun. It's got basically the same controls as a Beretta, which is one of the things I'm familiar with. Hammer, decock. It almost kind of has the Beretta look on the trigger guard here, with the top end sort of like a SIG 226. But yeah, I love this gun too, but it does not get as much shoot time. It's more of a range gun than anything. I carried it every now and then, but not really. Not a whole lot. But anyways, that's kind of what I think about firearms. I'm very much a metal frame gun guy. I like heavy guns. And I'll tell you guys, when I picked this gun up, I was trading with this guy. I picked it up and I said, holy crap, it feels like the top half of the gun weighs about 6 times more than the bottom half of the gun. He said, yeah, it's just how the Glocks are. And I said, okay, well that's kind of crazy. One of the things I'm also getting used to on this gun is if you see on the mag release right here, I have to push it in quite a bit to get that mag to drop down. And one of the things I'm noticing is because I'm used to other handguns where my hand sits lower when I grip the pistol, when I go to depress the mag release, I turn the gun sideways and push the button just like everybody else, right? Well, when you're holding a Glock, you grip higher on the frame. And so when I grip higher on the frame, it's hard to get this in frame right. When you grip higher on the frame, when I turn the gun sideways, you'll see my hand goes right there. And what's right there? The other side of the mag release. Right there. So when I put that, when I'm shoot, turn sideways to unload, I end up pushing this button and nothing's happening because my finger on this side naturally sits right where that goes. And so I'm going to have to train myself to either come really far down on it when I change mags or to drop the mag, or maybe get some sort of, I don't know if there's a one that doesn't depress this side. I don't know. I'm new to Glocks. I don't know if there's a way to have a button that goes in on this side and doesn't move on this side. That would be ideal. So I wouldn't have to change a whole lot about the way that I'm shooting. But that being said too, and I'll tell you what, honestly, when I took this gun apart, I said, okay, this is kind of cool. I took this apart and I immediately went, what? I set this down and I went, this doesn't weigh anything. I feel like, especially without the mag in it, man, I feel like this, like this cup weighs more than this gun does. Like, I don't get it. I don't know why somebody would make a firearm out of this. Like, I don't know. It's not. I don't know. Who cares? Anyways, that's. I don't want to. I don't want to rag on Glock. I just got this. I haven't had any range time with this particular gun yet, so I don't want to rag on it too much. But these are things I'm running into. I'm realizing how light this stinking thing is. Like, I just feel like it's made out of. I guess it is made out of high whatever polymer, but yeah, it feels like a plastic cup. The slide, however, weighs as much as, well, not almost as much as this whole Beretta compact. So you're seeing it's got like this really heavy slide and this really light base. It kind of feels like when it's put together, hang on, when it's put together, it kind of feels like the gun wants to naturally fall on either side. It's not like a solid push. It seems like it's kind of like falling over on itself, which I guess is kind of, see, it's hard to even get it to stand up because it's so heavy. If you watch that, see, it just kind of flips over because that slide is so heavy and this is so light. It's really unbalanced. So I'm knocking that. I haven't even shot it yet. That's one thing. I'm knocking that. I'm knocking the slide, or excuse me, I'm knocking the magazine release. Man, everybody gets these extended slide releases. And honestly, there's enough pad right there for me to get a finger on. It's not like I don't need some extended whatever. And 9 times out of 10, too, when I'm doing this, I'll just pull back the slide to see the next round. Haven't figured the trigger out yet. That's still a mystery to me. I don't get why they would put the safety of the gun on the trigger. It seems kind of pointless. If I'm going to have my finger in the trigger guard, there shouldn't be a safety there. There should be a safety here, or a safety on the side, or safety on the back, or whatever. I know. Safety's between your ears, yada, yada, yada. I get it. But for me, it seems like, okay, it's one thing to not have a safety on a gun. I've handled several guns and shot several guns, like cars and stuff like that don't have safeties on them, whatever. That's cool. If you don't want a safety on your gun, rock and roll. Be careful with it, be intelligent with it, and be safe with it. Rock and roll. But like for me, it's one step further that they would like put it on the trigger. They're like, oh, by the way, there's not an external safety, but the only safety you have is where it's the least needed, is on the trigger. Because I don't understand how anybody in their right mind could justify having a safety mounted inside the trigger guard. Okay, if my finger's going inside the trigger guard, it's time for business. Okay, that's just part of using a firearm, part of knowing, what's up. If I'm gonna have a safety inside the trigger guard, isn't that gonna? I don't see how that could help anything. It's okay. Say I'm carrying this gun, and it's like, oh well, I'm gonna carry this gun, and I'm worried, and there's a round in the chamber, whatever, inside the bridges. Yeah, I said britches. I'm from the South. Get over it. There's a round in the chamber, pants, guns inside your britches, whatever. I'm worried about, okay, well, I want to make sure this gun's not going to cycle. If I sit on something or my keys catch on something in the trigger guard, on a Beretta, it doesn't matter. If your gun's cocked, you can drop the hammer like that, and you've got a whole, first of all, leave it down, and you got a safe trigger. When all you got to do when you go up is just flick that up, and you're good. Say you don't want to leave the safety on, you've still got a whole heck of a lot of trigger pull on that double action trigger for it to go off. Okay? 1911, we all know how those work. I'll show this side because I don't have an AV safety on this one. You leave it cocked and locked, right? Okay? So when you need to use your gun, click this down and you're ready to go. Now there's a grip safety here, but that to me is just about as redundant as the Glock safety. If your hand's not there, it's kind of, I don't know. That's never made any sense to me why that's there. You inadvertently press it every time you grab the pistol, and even if the hammer's cocked, and you're on cocked and locked. Why do I need a why do I need a second safety back here? It just seems ridiculous. I should be able to go like that and be fine, and fire the gun without having to worry about, oh, if I got to push down this little bitty lever in the back to make the gun click. I don't know. Okay. But that aside, I'm used to having at least one external safety that makes sense. The Glock has not only no external safety, it has a safety that doesn't make sense. So it's almost like a -1 in the category of safeties. Why? Okay, I'm done. I'm done ranting about this. I bought this gun knowing that I already don't like Glocks. I bought an AR-15 because I don't like AR-15s. I'm doing this on purpose because I want to learn how to shoot an AR-15 accurately and clean an AR-15 and maintain an AR-15 if there ever is a situation where I have got to use an AR-15. Same thing with the Glock pistol. If push comes to shove and all my guns are gone, I'm away from home, I've lost a bag, I don't know what happened. It's an SHTF kind of situation, whatever, who cares? And I've got to find a pickup gun. There's a whole lot of ways that it could be a Glock. It could be any LEO I find that has mags on them and cartridges. Most private citizens have at least one Glock if they're a gun person. So the chances are really high of me having a Glock be the one that I pick up. And so I want to know how to clean, function, hit targets accurately. Yeah, just be the whole idea of knowing how to use any firearm you pick up. That's kind of what I'm going for. And so we're going to try it out. If I end up just absolutely hating it, I'll put some, I'll put some rounds down range, get used to it, get so I can shoot accurately with it, get good with it, and then sell it and get another 1911 because those are my guns, man. I love the 1911 platform. I love the Berettas. It's just what I started on. It's what I know. But we'll see. Maybe the Glock grows on me. Who knows? They're gonna have to figure out a new way to do this mag release, though. That's all I gotta say. There's extended mag releases, but that's not gonna help me because my finger is still gonna be on top of that mag release. Anyways, that's enough. AK Pastor, I got new guns that I said I'd never buy, but I bought them anyways because I'm trying to be more well versed in firearms. And so there you go. AR-15 and the Glock, the two guns that I said I would absolutely, positively never, ever buy. I got them. Thanks, y'all. Bye.